The Prime Minister has faced a rowdy crowd at the Woodford Folk Festival in Queensland for a second day in a row. And on the day a free trade agreement with India comes into force, the Albanese government is signalling to China it wants to talk its way out of export bans in 2023.
For Anthony Albanese, it was another day of fiery exchanges at a music festival as he copped criticism from the crowd over Labor's stance on coal and gas.
Will you commit to not supporting new projects, gas and coal projects?
This is often, the federal government doesn't run any mines, it doesn't run any
No, but you set policy that sets the framework for investment in those industries.
Yes, we do.
During a Q&A session, the audience yelled obscenities at the PM, including during his pitch for an Indigenous voice to Parliament.
How do we close the gap in health, education, housing, justice outcomes, life expectancy?
What's the point of a voice if people don't listen?
Good idea. Very good advice. Let's listen.
Very good point.
Meanwhile, the Albanese government is asking China to ease trade restrictions on Australian exports. The minister is vying for a meeting with his counterpart in early 2023, but has not yet received a formal invitation. Still, Don Farrell says Australia won't back down prematurely on its formal complaints to the World Trade Organization about China's trade bans, indicating the negotiations aren't all smooth sailing.
I'm not sure there's any easy, quiet way to resolve these issues. They're very much the focus of both our government and the Chinese government. And this is the only way that we can progress these issues. We have an unusual relationship with China in the sense that they continue to be our largest trading partner.
With the WTO set to release reports into China's bans on barley and wine next year, the Nationals support a firm approach from the Labor government.
The Trade Minister's doing the right thing here, making it clear that the principles that we'll stand by is our sovereignty, but also that they need to show their intent of resetting the relationship by taking away these tariffs so that we can remove the WTO action.
But for Aussie produce growers, the lifting of sanctions can't come soon enough.
I would like to see them almost overnight. I would like to see it, in the next 6 months, because then we could start planning and we could start to get our visits in line. But we do realise that, there still is quite a bit of negotiation to occur.
Australia's free trade agreement with India has now come into effect, and with an agreement with the EU also in the works, exporters may find other paths to prosperity in 2023. Joel Phillips, Sky News, Canberra.